Welcome to Her True Story, a podcast about real women, real struggles, and real transformations. I am Nathalie. I'm a coach, a healer, and a lifelong listener. In each episode of this podcast, I will share the true story of Claire. Claire could be you. She could be me. Claire carries the voice of countless women, their doubts, their strength, their awakening. This is her true story, and maybe it's yours too. So many of the women I coach have really impressive careers. They have strong resumes, they have respected positions, and a reputation that shines bright in their industries. And yet, when that title disappears, many feel that something inside of them also vanishes. When the applause stops, when there is no longer a big title to answer to what do you do, they start questioning their worth. That's what happened to Claire, and that's also what led her to rediscover who she really was. Claire had just left her company after more than 20 years of loyal work. She had climbed the ladder, built teams, led projects, inspired others, and she was known as head of in her department. Her last day at work was filled with comforting words and congratulations. You deserve this break. You will finally have time for yourself. From the outside, it looked like freedom, the beginning of a new chapter for her. But inside, it felt like emptiness. And the grief for her past position and title became more and more painful the first days and weeks after she left the company. I used to get invited to conferences, she told me during our first session. People were calling me every day. My opinion mattered. Now that I'm not working anymore, it's like I've become invisible. She started avoiding events where people would ask, "So, what are you doing these days?" And when she was asked, she would smile, give a vague answer, or falsely brag about her freedom. But she was feeling her value slipping away day after day. As we talked, she admitted, "My job took such a huge part of my life. I think I built my identity around my job. Without that title, I don't really know who I am anymore." And that realization hit her deeply and badly. For years, she had been someone because of what she did. Now that she wasn't doing, she felt that she was no longer someone. So, in our work together, we gently started peeling back the layers. We explored her passions, her values, her unique essence, beyond any role or position. We talked about who she was being, not what she was doing. And that's where the magic began. She started reconnecting with the parts of her that she had long neglected. Her creativity, her intuition, her joy of learning. She rediscovered her humor, her sensitivity, her empathy, all those invisible strengths that had always been here, but hidden behind a title, a position to fulfill, and a role to play. One day, she said with a shy smile, "You know what's funny? I finally feel more me today than I ever did when I was working." When we identify ourselves only through our jobs, we give away a big part of our power. Our title becomes our armor, and when it disappears, we feel naked, invisible. But that's also the moment where we can finally meet ourselves again, fully, truthfully. Because you are not your job. You are the light that made you successful in this job in the first place. If you're going through a transition, career change, retirement, relocation, remember this. Even if you lost your position or your title, you haven't lost your value. You're simply being invited to meet the woman underneath that title. So today, take a quiet moment and ask yourself, who am I when I am not achieving? What makes me feel alive beyond performance? Because that's the version of you that the world truly needs. The one that shines without permission, without title, without fear. Thank you for listening today. If you too fear that without your title you may become invisible, let me guide you to see your true value. It was never your title. It has always been here and still is.